Hello student, from this video lecture I am going to start the new chapter, that is locomotion and movement, from the human physiology unit of 11th biology. And in this chapter we have to study about some of the topics in this year, because rest of the topic, especially the topics related to the skeleton and the types of locomotion, has removed in this year. So we will discuss from this chapter about the types of muscle and the detailed structure of the muscle along with the mechanism of action of the muscle or muscle activity. So let us start with the first topic, that is about the muscles and its types. So first let us talk about the muscles. About the muscles. So muscles are the special types of tissue in our body, and it makes about 40 to 50% of body. 40 to 50% of total body weight or body composition, it is made up of muscles, and the muscles is a special kind of tissue which is mesodermal in origin. Mesodermal origin. As we have discussed about the germ layer of the body, through which whole body structure becomes formed during the embryonic development, and that germ layers are ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So our body muscles originate from the mesoderm of the germ layer. Now about the function of muscle or action of muscle. So muscles is responsible for excitability, the special function of the muscle is excitability, contractility, extensibility, and elasticity. So these are the functions which are performed by muscles or body muscles. The excitability, any kind of excitation appear in our body due to the muscles, or the muscles, when the muscles becomes excited. The second function is contractility. Any kind of contraction in our body, it is also take place by muscles. Extensibility, the extension of any parts of our body. Also the elasticity, so we can bend the part of our body, it is due to the muscles, which is termed as elasticity. Now the types of muscles. The next topic we will discuss about types of muscles. So in our body, muscles can be classified on the basis of, based on location, based on appearance, and the third basis of classification, it is the based on action. So based on locomotion, appearance and action, the muscles can be broadly classified into three categories. There are three types of muscle. The first category of muscle is known as the skeletal muscle, or it is known as skeletal muscle. The first is skeletal muscle. The second type is visceral muscle. And the third is cardiac muscle. So this classification of muscle, it is on the basis of location. It is on the basis of location, and we will also discuss, or we will also differentiate on the basis of appearance as well as action, along with this differentiation or classification. Now the skeletal muscle, on the basis of location. So what are the location of the skeletal muscle? So the first difference between these, it is the skeletal muscle. It is found associated with the skeletal system. The muscles which are found associated with are adjacent to the skeletal system or skeleton of our body, bones or cartilages. These muscles are known as skeletal muscle. The second, which is called visceral muscle, it is found in our visceral organ. And the third, which is cardiac muscle, is found in our heart. So on the basis of this nature, the first difference is they are found attached to skeleton. So location wise, the difference is, visceral muscles are found in visceral organ. While the cardiac muscle is found in our heart. So this is the difference or classification on the basis of the location. Now skeletal muscle are found attached to the skeleton or the bones. They have some features. We will also discuss some features. In the case of skeletal muscle, the plasma membrane is known as sarcolemma. While the cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm, and the nucleus in the case of skeletal muscle is many nucleus. It means more than one nucleus found in the skeletal muscle fiber. So they are multinucleated. Then the endoplasmic reticulum, it is found in the skeletal muscle fiber. The endoplasmic reticulum is known as sarcoplasmic reticulum. So sarcoplasmic reticulum or endoplasmic reticulum of the muscle fiber, it is important because it is the source or storage of calcium ion. It is responsible for calcium ion storage, which is take place in the case of muscle fiber. Now in the case of skeletal muscle, there is dark and light band or striation. So due to presence of dark or light band or striation, skeletal muscle is also known as striated muscle. Striated muscle. And they work They work under willpower. It means the skeletal muscle fibers are voluntary in nature. Voluntary. So they are also known as another name of skeletal muscle is voluntary muscle. So the striated muscle, it is on the basis of appearance, while the voluntary muscle, it is on the basis of action. So the classification of these muscles or types of muscles is based on these three characteristics or features, and we have also give the name of a single muscle or muscle fiber as three names: the skeletal muscle, the striated muscle, or voluntary muscle. Now, the next feature of the striated muscle or voluntary muscle, it is the shape. The shape of the skeletal muscle is rod shape, cylindrical. So, if we draw the structure of this skeletal muscle, we will find out that rod shaped structure, and in this rod shaped structure, this is the sarcolemma. Then inside the sarcolemma, you will find out striation, dark or light band of striation. So this is the dark band, or we can say that it is the E band, and then the other which is known as I band. So A band is made up of actin, A band is made up of myosin, and this is made up of actin. So this is the actin band, and this is the myosin band. So myosin band is thicker and in comparison to actin band, so they appear as dark band. So dark band and light band, dark band, light. So these are found alternatively. And inside the cell or muscle fiber, the cytoplasm, and this cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm. And we have also discussed that the nucleus is multinucleated or muscle fiber, multinucleated, and the nucleus or many nucleus found at the periphery of or at the boundary of the muscle fiber, the skeletal muscle fiber. So many nucleus found at the boundary of skeletal muscle fiber. So this is the feature of skeletal muscle fiber. Then we proceed towards the visceral muscle. So due to they found in visceral organ, they are called visceral muscles, like in our elementary canal. And the function, or there is no striation in the case of, if we observe the structure of the visceral muscle, it is the spindle shape. Spindle shape muscle fiber appear in visceral muscle, and it is uninucleated. there is no nucleus present in spindle muscle, visceral muscle fiber, and it also lacks dark and light band. Dark and light band or striation is absent in case of visceral muscle. So if we draw the structure, and due to the lack of dark and light band or striation, it is also known as non-striated muscle. Non-striated muscles. And the action of the non-striated muscle is involuntary. It means the function of visceral muscle not under the control of our willpower. So it is also known as involuntary muscle. So these three names also given on the basis of these three features: location, this visceral muscle due to forming visceral organ, appearance, no striated striation appear, so non-striated, and the action is involuntary, so they are called involuntary muscle. Now the next, let us draw the diagram of the visceral muscle fiber. So if we draw the diagram of visceral muscle fiber, we will find spindle shaped structure, which there is a bulging in the center, while at the end of the muscle fiber there is the tapering end. So this structure of visceral muscle fiber contains a single nucleus, single and large nucleus, and inside the muscle fiber there is cytoplasm. And here, so this is the visceral muscle. Now let us towards the cardiac muscle, and cardiac muscle is found especially in the heart, and it is involuntary in function. Involuntary nature. The nature of cardiac muscle is involuntary, while structurally or on basis of appearance it can be a cardiac muscle resembles to skeletal muscle fiber, and we will find the structure of cardiac muscle contain and striation. The dark or light band or striation which is present in skeletal muscle fiber also present in cardiac muscle fiber. And the shape, on the basis of shape, we can say that rod shape, but branch. The cardiac muscle fiber is cylindrical or rod shaped, but it is branched. So structure is same as the skeletal muscle fiber, but functionally it is act as visceral muscle fiber. So let us draw the structure. Then we will find that there is branching in the structure, and this branching or the muscle fiber remain separated to one another with the help of and segregation is known as interconnected disc. Interconnected disc, and it also contains striation, dark and light band of striation. draw the like type of striation. And one other feature also added to the cardiac muscle, which is similar to the visceral muscle, that is uninucleated. The cardiac muscle fibers are also uninucleated. That means they consist of single nucleus in each cell. In each cell there is a single nucleus present, which is similar to the visceral muscle fiber. So these are the differences or the class. This is the classification or types of muscles, and we can also differentiate on the basis of various kind of features of the muscles or different types of muscle, that is skeletal muscle, visceral muscle and cardiac muscle. So on the basis of location, first we can differentiate that skeletal muscle found remain attached to the skeleton is not actually directly attached to the skeleton. It is attached to the skeleton with the help of another tissue which is present in our body, and that tissue, it is known as it is the muscles. So muscles do not directly attach to the our bone. The bones remain connected to the muscle with the help of another connective tissue which is known as tendons. So tendons join muscle to bone and they remain adjacent to the muscle, skeleton or bones, and along with the bones, muscles perform the locomotion or the movement in our body. And the second difference or comparison we can doing on the basis of the nucleus. So it is multinucleated, here it is uninucleated, and in this of cardiac muscle it is also uninucleated. And on the basis of shape of the muscle fiber, it is in the case of skeletal muscle fiber, the shape is rod shape or cylindrical shape, while visceral muscle fibers are spindle shape, and in the case of cardiac muscle, the shape is rod shape or cylindrical, but it is branched. And one thing also we can compare that cardiac muscle fiber, it is structurally appear as skeletal muscle fiber, while functionally it is act as or resembles with visceral muscle fiber. So this is all about the muscles and the classification of muscles.